that we're talking about Yet I Stand stage play. It is going to be performed on Saturday, April 15th at 5 p.m. and that's going to be at Zion Church of Fredericksburg, Virginia. So mark your calendars, everybody. Save the date. Right. And so I'm going to tell you a little bit about Yet I Stand. It is the true story of a young girl, and it's actually based on my own story, that has experienced life-altering trauma. It leads her on a path to self-destruction. And you all will go on the journey with us as she goes from trauma to triumph, victim to victory. So that is a synopsis of Yet I Stand. So we're going to talk to Angela. So we already have your name, Angela Faith. So what role are you playing in the play?
I am playing Elise. So she is the lead. She is, the one who goes through all of the trauma. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah. Yeah. How do you feel about your role?
My role, she's a very different person than I am.
Mm-hmm.
She pretty much grew up with a different set of circumstances. And she has different environmental influences around her. So just really immersing myself in what would it be like to grow up without a father? What would it be like to grow up with a mother who had such a strong hold on you? Just what would it be like to want to just go out and just experience the world and never having been outside of your little bubble of Maryland.
Mm-hmm.
Just those types of things that I have, I haven't really experienced. So just really immersing myself, just talking to other people who might have had those same set of circumstances as her.
Mm-hmm.
So that I can really immerse myself in her environment and her situation.
Yeah. I really like the actor's process. It really is a process, for you all. Yeah. I find that fascinating. So what do you think about the play and about because it's what I call a message play, right? Mm-hmm. And it's informative, and it's, hopefully it's inspiring, and, but of course there's, the trauma, some sadness, and, just kind of like a mixture of stuff is going on, but primarily it is a message, that we're trying to put out. So in general, kind of overall, what do you think about the play?
About the play, I feel that this is a really challenging piece of work, and it's definitely one of the most emotionally taxing plays I've done. Because it just takes you through a journey, and it takes you through an honest journey. Mm-hmm. Of this girl who has just been violated over and over and over and over again. But I love that the emotions are just so drastic, because that's reality. And most of the time, we really write off women and girls who pretty much just have these visceral reactions and stuff like that. So we just write them off as oh, she's having an attitude, or she's just she's just unhinged, or out of control, mm-hmm. or being ridiculous or mm-hmm. hysterical. But really, it's a cry for help. And especially as Black women, we get that the most, mm-hmm. of why are you not in control of your actions? What's going on? We have to put you in a corner somewhere. And there's very little investigation to oh, what's happening? What's going on? So fortunately for Elise, she has her Aunt Dina that makes a living out of just doing that work and investigating and finding out the answers. And not just somebody who just does this for a living, somebody who actually loves her.
Yeah.
So it is really beautiful, pretty much just to see that. And for the audience to just know the signs. Just know the signs. Honestly, sometimes you see somebody who's strung out, you see somebody who is drunk, and you kind of just write them off as oh, they're making poor life choices, they're doing this, and you see the end result, but you don't see you don't ask how they got there, because our first instinct is to judge them, right?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah,
Yeah,
for sure.
so the fact that it takes us on this journey with her as to what led her to do that, you know,
Mhm,
it's
mhm.
really important.
Yeah, yeah, I love that. And if there was any, like, maybe one takeaway, that you would like to kind of see the audience walk away with, thoughts or, feelings, or what would that be?
I would want them to have empathy and understanding for survivors. Um, it's hard. It's hard out
Mhm.
here in these streets. No, but seriously, like not even joking, it's difficult. It's difficult to go through that journey. It's difficult to say something. It's difficult to tell.
Mhm.
When you hear something, believe it.
Yeah.
Because when you hear somebody say like, "Hey, I was violated in this way," believe it. Like, stop. Like, they're not. Just things
Mm,
like they're not lying. Because like,
mhm.
what do we have to gain from that? Like, we don't have any, like, really anything to gain, but we have a lot to lose by
Yeah.
saying something.
Yeah. Yeah, that's
So
true.
I think if they take that away from it,
Mhm.